Good morning, YouTube. What's going on? It's your boy Big B. I'm here today to explain to you why I went from a perfectly good working iPhone XR to a flip phone. A lot of people might be wondering, hey Brad, why did you go from a perfectly good working iPhone to a flip phone? Here's why I did it and how I did it. So here I am. I'm in a weird situation right now. I'm awaiting neck surgery from an injury that I sustained, and I have had a lot of time off of work awaiting for this surgery to occur. So while I'm home, not being able to do anything, all I have is my cell phone, and I have done everything that I can do around this house within boundaries. And the rest of the time, I find myself sitting on the couch or at the kitchen table or in bed on social media. And that's where my mental health comes in. Too much time on those on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Reddit, and Facebook Marketplace, looking at cars and motorcycles and surfboards that I don't need to buy. I need to disconnect. We also had the election just occur, and I don't need a bunch of opinions from uneducated people coming through into my brain. I don't even trust mainstream media, never mind people that I went to high school with. So what I'm doing is my little social disconnect experiment. And the problem with me socially disconnecting is I still have a world that needs me to be connected at some point. Whether that be, FaceTime with the family if I'm away traveling. I need my access to my email and stuff like that. So I've done a few things to make that accessible. I still do have my iPhone, and I kind of use it for accessing my emails and stuff like that. I can still get on Instagram. I can still get on Facebook. I can still, if I'm looking for something in particular, I can get on Facebook Marketplace or, but my iPhone no longer has cell phone service and doesn't work outside of my house. So my reason for disconnecting is that I was spending too much time. If you look at your usage on your phone, and I was seeing 8 to 10 hours a day on my phone. That's a full-time job. That's 7 days a week. And who am I neglecting? Who am I not paying attention to? My son, my fiance. What am I not getting done while I'm staring at other people's lives that are occurring, on this screen? A lot of people of which I've never met and don't play a major part in my life. But here I am spending 8 to 10 hours a day staring at their profile for what? So I decided it was time to disconnect while staying connected. So I went to 4 different stores. I went to Best Buy. I went to AT&T, who I had my service with before. I went to Verizon, and I went to T-Mobile, who I ended up going with in the end. Going to T-Mobile, going to those 4 stores, I got looked at like I was asking for a nuclear weapon. I would walk in and I'd be like, hey, do you guys sell flip phones? And the looks that were shot at me I was like, okay, no, well, see you later. So when I started at AT&T, they didn't have one in the store, and I didn't want to wait because I didn't want to be like, waiting a few days and be like, oh, I changed my mind. I think I'm going to keep my iPhone. Like, I was on a mission that day, so I had to pay off my iPhone and enabled to switch to another service and stuff. So I didn't know too much, so I just paid off my iPhone, so it's mine now. So I went to Best Buy, and this guy struck me, and I said, hey man, I went up to the counter. I said, hey man, you guys, you sell flip phones? And he looked at me, he was like, man, I only got phones for like the elderly. And I was like, oh, let me check them out. And I looked at it, and it's a regular flip phone. And he was like, I was like, yeah, man, I'm just trying to disconnect a little bit, create a little space between me and society. And he said, yeah, they don't make it easy for you to disconnect these days. And I was like, yeah, I'm starting to figure that out. And my next store was the Verizon store. I mean, every store I went to, people were accommodating and trying to help me out with what I was trying to do. So I went to the Verizon store and they tried to sell me a $200 flip phone. And you're missing the point of why trying to get a flip phone at $200. It was like a construction style flip phone, which is great for me. I'm a blue collar guy and I'm sure it's going to get thrown around. But I did not want to spend $200 on a flip phone. So I said, is this all you guys have? And they said, yeah, this is it. I said, well, you know what? I'm good. So I walk into T-Mobile, which was my last choice. I didn't want to go with T-Mobile, but I believe the salesman's name was TK. And if you go to T-Mobile and you meet TK, he's a legend. And he took such good care of me. But this guy he started out like, why do you want to disconnect? Why, and then as things progressed, he totally understood. So he hooked me up with my flip phone, this, I don't know, Alcatel Jammy. Well, let me explain to you where I was with my cell phone and my cell phone bill and where I am now. My cell phone bill was between $130 and $150 a month. I wasn't really good at tracking it. All I would do was sign on the AT&T app and pay my bill. And I've called a few times being like, hey, why is my bill so high? And it's, I got the iTunes subscription and Surfline subscription and all kinds of subscriptions that are jacking up my bill monthly and, costing me more money. And I was like, I don't need a $150 cell phone bill every month. So I go to AT&T and I'm talking to TK and I said, look, I want a flip phone, but I also want an iPad with cell phone service because I'm thinking about starting a business in the future, and I still need to be connected in a way in this world. It's the whole world is connected, and it's hard to be disconnected when you're trying to be a part of this world, and that's the sad part of it. They don't make it easy to disconnect in this world. So he got me my phone. The phone was $100. Paid for it right there. My cell phone service is $20 a month, which is done. Considered done. I got a brand new iPad Air from T-Mobile. Now, getting the iPad Air allows me to FaceTime with my family, get up on my emails, stay connected without connecting. I got service on the iPad as well. So when I'm on the road or I'm not home, it's not like I'll be driving in my car with an iPad out, using an iPad in my truck. But one thing I did notice, and I'm a CDL driver. Well, I'm not driving now, but I have my CDL. So if I got stopped or got in trouble with, a phone, it could, if I'm looking for insurance rates or things down the line, could cause that to go up, or if I get caught with my phone out while I'm driving. And I found myself doing this, playing with music, looking at Instagram videos, taking pictures with my kid in the car. Not very safe. So I had to get rid of that. It's too much of a distraction. I found myself spending hours laying on the couch, with my family home, looking at social media. And I don't care about your political view. I don't know what I'm doing. I guess I'm trying to escape something in my mind. So I got out of that. I'm so glad that I got this flip phone. It sucks to text. Flip phone technology has not advanced since smartphones came out, unfortunately, or at least with this Alcatel phone. It does not group chat, which sucks because I have a couple group chats that are pretty important to me, family and a couple buddies I surf with, and they now come in individually in my phone, so I have to go through like four people's chat boxes to piece together the conversation. So that sucks. That is a downside, I guess, to this flip phone. Um, it texts fine, it calls fine, and that's all I want. And I've had it. Tomorrow will be a week, my first week with it, and I've been able to. I see myself being more present with my family. I'm more present with my son. I'm not spending hours laying on the couch staring at my phone if I'm watching a show. I'm actually watching a show. I'm not looking at my phone and listening to a show. Um, I spent a lot less money. I'm not connected to Amazon 24/7. I don't need Amazon in my pocket. I don't need people's political views in my pocket. I don't need to know everything that's going on. The cool thing about this now is I'm able to meet somebody, ask them what's new, and they can tell me what's new instead of me already knowing what's going on in their life. And that was the scary thing, is that I would see people and I would already know too much about them and their whole family. That's not cool. That's not how I want to interact with humans. All right, so I had a couple things that I was facing that my iPhone had that the flip phone doesn't have. Um, Two things that I need, obviously, as I mentioned before, was the connectivity. This is why I got the iPad, was the FaceTime chat with my family and to access my emails. And if I'm on the road and I need to find a restaurant or a parts distributor or something, it's good to have that ability to find what I'm looking for, whether it be an Arby's in Minnesota or an AutoZone in Texas. I don't know what I need it for, but I'm sure that I will use it at some point, and I'm not going to use it while driving. It'll be on the passenger seat, tucked away, and I will bring it out when I'm stopped. Think I'm going to get one of those little desks that hang either on the back of the seat or that hang right on the steering wheel, so I can have it out and get the little keyboard for the iPad and do work that way. So it'll be one less distraction from me while driving. Another thing that my iPhone did that I used often, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to, is that I use the navigation a lot. So what I did was I picked up the Garmin Drive Smart 65. It's awesome. It's huge. The screen on it is it's like a big screen in my truck. Um, and it does the trick. It's if I connect it to the cellular service on the iPad, it will be able to tell me traffic. It'll tell me hazards. It'll, give me alternate routes if I need to. Those are where I'm disconnected with what I carry in my pocket. I'm not disconnected with what I'm able to access. And so I'm disconnected while being connected, which is where I want to be. I can't we can't be in this world totally disconnected and just have a flip phone. I unfortunately still need access to these things. I need access to my emails. I need access to the GPS. I need access to FaceTime so my son can see me if I'm on the road. Those are things that are important to me, and that'll make life a little bit easier. But the cell phone service, let me tell you about the iPad. The cell phone service for the iPad is $20 a month. And the payment, because I finance it, T-Mobile offers 0% financing. I was going to buy it from Best Buy, but T-Mobile was like, yeah, we have 0%, have it paid off in 2 years, like $22 a month. Fine. So $20 a month for my cell phone, $20 a month for the iPad service, $23 a month for the iPad, $63 a month. I'm saving just going this way. And I literally still have the ability to do everything everybody else can. And I find myself more present in life. I've already found myself in situations where I'm the only one not on the cell phone. Um, and it's weird. You go to grab your phone, like I still pull out the flip phone and look to see if I have any text messages because that's the only thing I can look at, um, which I'm okay with. I see what's happening around me and it's sad. I don't know if people know how to talk to each other anymore. People are afraid to talk to each other. I'm not afraid of strangers. And if we can have a cool conversation and go on our way, I don't have to add you on Facebook if I meet you and then 6 years down the line wonder who the hell you are on my Facebook page. Who's this person? I met her one time for 10 minutes at a party and we became Facebook friends. And now I know everything about her daughter, her husband, and her mom. And oh, did grandma beat cancer? Awesome. That's great. Like, I don't need to know all that. Like, not that, yeah, of course I'm cheering for grandma to beat cancer, but it's just too much information. How many times have I been in a social interaction and there's somebody maybe across the room and we're staring at each other and trying to figure out how we know each other, and do we know each other from Facebook, or are we friends on Instagram, and we're just like, where do I know you? And you're just like, this is dumb. Like, if I just walk around my flip phone, like, I don't know you from text messages. If you have my phone number and we're texting, we know each other. Um, it's fine. The phone still connects to my Bluetooth in my car. The one negative that I have with my phone, because I have one of the Bluetooths set up, head units in my truck, which I'll show you. With the head unit in my truck, I'm not able to play music. So I'm stuck listening to the radio right now, which kind of sucks because I don't have a CD player in the head unit. It's just a Bluetooth head unit with, of course I have Apple CarPlay on it and, all the bells and whistles, but it doesn't do anything with a flip phone. So, that being said, that's where I'm at. This is my first week check-in. Obviously, each phone has pros and cons, and I will check in another week and let y'all know how I'm making out. But so far, so good. I don't even have the iPad yet. It's going to be shipped to me probably in about 3 weeks, so I'm still waiting on that. So right now, I'm just rolling flip phone and navigation system. So if you send me your address, you better send me all the numbers and all. I need your zip code. I need what state it's in because I got to type it all in, which it is what it is. I'll pull over and I'll type it in. It's not a big deal. The peace of mind, I've been able to focus on so many other things already. I mean, I bought a paint by numbers. I'm not an artist. I just am finding things to do with my time that's not staring at your life. I don't need that. If we meet, tell me how your life is, and I'll pretend like I'm interested momentarily until we go our separate ways. But so for right now, I'm not mad. I think it's a very good thing. I maybe wish that there was a bit more technology in a flip phone that was geared toward texting. Maybe my group chats would be accessible, but other than that, I mean, the phone has YouTube on it. The phone has the ability to get emails, but I'm not I'm not looking at YouTube videos on my flip phone, and I'm not reading emails on my flip phone. I I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna be that guy. Texting on a flip phone sucks. It takes me forever. I'm not old. I'm 35. I was around when flip phones came out and T9'd it up, and I'm finding myself doing it now. And it takes a little bit longer, but I'm just talking a lot less when in my text. I can't send gifs. I'm not really taking pictures. Um, my fiance has a iPhone 11, works fine, and that's what if we got pictures, she could take pictures there. We still have our social media. We have a joint Instagram account, and she can use that. I can still access it. Do I want to? No. because now I now have to turn my iPhone on, go on Instagram, and I realize that I'm doing it now, and which is defeating the purpose of what I'm actually trying to do. So sorry I wasn't trying to connect the lines, the dots here, and stay on the right track. But for the most part, I'm very happy with my flip phone. I'm glad to get away from the iPhone. We're in a society now where everybody's so connected to their phones and missing the life that's happening right in front of them. And I got sick and tired of missing the life that's happening right in front of us. Times are hard enough for everybody, and mental health is a big thing, especially when you don't have much going on, like me in my situation right now. So I advise it to anybody who maybe is considering it. Give it a shot. Even the guy at the T-Mobile store said, "How long do you think this is gonna last?" And I thought that, before he even said that, I was like, "Oh, this is a forever thing. This is what I'm gonna do for a while. We'll see." I've got it pretty well mapped out as to making it accessible for me in this life to live with a flip phone and an iPad and a navigation system. I'll be okay. And he put that thought in my head like, oh, I own my iPhone now. I can go turn it back on whenever I want. So that's always sitting in the back of my head, and I think that that is a battle that I'm going against right now. But so far, so good, man. I'm not looking to go back anytime soon. Just maybe look at a different kind of flip phone that maybe has group chats. That's probably about it. So, thanks for watching. Appreciate y'all. Be safe.